I'm Emma.
I'm Evie.
And I'm Adam. With all the excitement building for season 35, the Tar Pit crew would like to bring you a series of exclusive interviews to meet some of the teams before the season premiere on September 27th.
On this season of The Amazing Race, there are two brother teams. We already spoke to Greg and John, and here's our interview with the other brother team, Liam and Yeremi. Hope you enjoy.
So we're here with Yeremi and Liam, one of the brother teams on this season. Can you guys jump in and introduce yourself? Liam, why don't you go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Liam. Liam Hykel, and Yeremi Hykel is my older brother. I am from Cheyenne, Wyoming currently, and I was in the Navy for about 4 years until I separated, and now I'm living in Wyoming, attending the University of Wyoming, and also working here in Cheyenne.
Wonderful. My name is Yeremi Hykel. I'm Liam's older brother. I was a Marine Corps veteran for 4 years, and then once I separated, I moved to San Marcos, Texas, where I started attending Texas State University. That's currently where I live, and I'm a college student pursuing a business administration degree with a major in marketing.
Thank you.
I'm Evie. Tell me about the moment that you guys decided to apply and be a team to go on The Amazing Race.
Okay, I could definitely do that, right? So for sure, I just got home from school, actually, when I was living in Laramie earlier this year. And Yeremi and I will FaceTime each other. We'll talk on the phone all the time. We just like to stay in contact and communicate frequently. And he called me when I got home from school, and he was like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing?" I was like, "I just got back from school or whatever." And he was like, "Dude, what do you think about, going on this TV show with me? And, maybe we'll like race around the world or whatever." And I was like, "Sure, let's do it, man. I'm down for that. What is it? What's the show?" And he was like, "It's The Amazing Race." I was like, "All right, what's that?" And then he started breaking it down for me. And he was like, "It's teams of two that race around the world, right? For $1 million or some large sum of money, and they do challenges and activities, and it's just like a real competitive race." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. I think we would do really well at that." And I mean, of course, I would do anything for my brother, so I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." That's how I got looped into this.
Nice. This is Emma. How long have you guys been fans of The Amazing Race?
Well, I think that I'll take that one, Liam. So we're actually relatively new fans to The Amazing Race. When I got approached by the casting recruiter, I originally got approached for Big Brother. And I went through the audition process with that one and didn't really end up making it to the ending stages. But then they approached me for The Amazing Race, as Liam just told you, and we went through that little process as well. But when they approached me for this show, and right off the bat, I wasn't immediately like, oh, like I 100% know this show. Like I knew of the show. And once they approached me for it, I went ahead and I did some, just looked it up on the internet, and I watched some highlights from some of the other seasons, and I was like, wow, whoever, anybody who sees The Amazing Race is right off the bat like, wow, this is incredible. Like, this is awesome stuff. Right as that's kind of like the start on what kind of kicked us into becoming fans of the show, as we started to watch the show, kind of for like research and preparation purposes. And we got really involved in the show. The show is really awesome in the way that it can pull the viewers in, and it can really make the audience feel like they're part of the show. They're very connected to the contestants and their lives, and they really want to watch how they perform as a team and how they perform through the competition. So that's kind of how it went, and that's where our fandom really kind of started and it came from.
So what are some of your most memorable challenges from past seasons?
Oh God. Oh, so definitely right. One for me is whenever Dusty and Ryan, I think it was them, right? It was Dusty that had to flip all those rocks and look for the coins.
Oh,
that's wild.
Yes,
And
that took forever.
That was funny.
Yeah, he was like there for 4 hours doing that, and I was just like, oh my God, if I have to do that on this show, it's gonna eat me alive. I mean, I just got to sit there and keep flipping rocks or digging through hay looking for a needle, which is insane. I mean, like that, the mental strength that you have to do that, and keep doing it and actually like not give up on it, get through the end. That's insane. So that's like the most memorable one for me, just because that's like a real stressful one. I was really worried about, having to go through that whenever we were up there performing on the race as well.
Maybe for me, I think one of the really cool challenges that has always stuck out for me was I think it was season 34, where they were running through Petra, and they got to the point where I think it was one of the monuments that was on the side of, I think, the rock formations out there. They had a puzzle that they had to put together to match what it was. And I thought that one was so cool. Just the location of where it was so unique, and that is such like a sought after location in the world. It's like one of the wonders of the human world, and I thought it was just so fascinating that they got to go there. And what a lucky experience that was. But that puzzle they were doing was so difficult. I remember thinking, I was like, dude, I hate this. I hope that I don't ever have to do a puzzle like this, because I would not be doing good at this. But finally, like as you watch all the teams like do the puzzle and how they approached it and kind of their strategy in their head for doing it, you kind of understand at the end that there is kind of a way to do it. But I remember that being kind of one of the challenges that made me a little nervous.
Yeah, those both were very stressful ones. I can imagine it would just bring out a lot of stress in the team. So we've heard from a lot of the other teams that we've been able to talk to that you all feel like you're in a club now. Who have you talked to the most since the show has wrapped up?
Well, I mean, it's definitely like we're in a big family group chat. I mean, 24 hours out of the day, it's just pop-a-lopping. It's insane.
It totally is.
Difficult to live your life with all that going on. I mean, I probably get more notifications from that group chat than I do from whenever the cast was actually announced publicly, right? But we communicate all the time, and I mean, me personally, I've probably communicated most with Victor, right? And then also Ileana, I've probably communicated most with them. Also with Todd. Todd and I do communicate frequently as well.
That's so funny. Yeah, Liam is exactly right. Like we're all in this this amazing race group chat with each other, and it really does feel like another family that we're getting to. I mean, I feel like we get to talk to each other every single day. And especially for me, it's so funny to hear Liam, like the people that you're talking to all the time, because I think Ileana is definitely one that I talk to more often than not. I've talked to Anna Lee for a little while. And then, but I think the one that I talk to and communicate with the most is Andrea. I absolutely I love watching her stories. They just bring this huge smile to me. I love her confidence on her camera. Like I wish that I could put up stories like she does. And she's always commenting on my stories saying like, oh, you're killing it in the gym, or, wow, you're out there running, or your cat is so cute. I love it. And we're just back and forth texting all the time. And it's so funny because I wish that I got to communicate with more of the entire cast during the show, but especially with Andrea now that it's done.
Adawesome. If there was someone listening that was planning to audition to go on, what advice would you give them?
I would say for certain that you should go on the show with somebody that you're very comfortable with, someone that you're not afraid to just be yourself with. And with going on the show with Yeremi, it was really easy to do that. Yeremi and I are very close. We haven't always been very close, but we are now, and we spent a lot of time together. And it was very easy to be comfortable up there in these very stressful situations with one another, and our energy bounces off one another as well. So being yourself, showing them your true colors, being able to hit every emotion that you can, not being afraid to, show your emotions is a huge part of it. And, most people want to see you in your rawest, truest form. So being able to be, yourself and, being able to be comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing that you can do whenever you go to audition for something this huge.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, man, because I believe in a lot of the same things, especially um, being your authentic self. I think that is enormous. When I think a lot of people think about wanting to audition for something like reality TV, they feel almost like this outside pressure that they need to act like someone that they might have in their head that they've seen on reality TV that they think is a good representation of what somebody being on reality TV needs to be like, needs to act like, needs to talk like, when in reality, these people want you and they want to see who you are, and they want to also see that you are willing and you're capable of being your authentic self, and that you're willing and able to open up emotionally and be vulnerable with people that you might have never met before, and that you're willing to go out of your comfort zone because you have a bigger picture goal in mind. And that doesn't necessarily mean winning $1 million. And I think that's one of the best things about these types of shows. I think the people that end up doing the best and going the farthest, not only in the casting process, but in the entire show, are the people that are there not for the money. They're there for the experience, and they're there because they have something that they want to develop. They have something that they want to grow in personally, and they have something that they want to do that also with their the significant other that they're there with, their partner, right? Whether that's in me and Liam's situation, our brother, or in other people's situation, their father, their daughter, husband, wife, whatever it might be. But just being comfortable with being uncomfortable is another thing. I mean, you're right off from the beginning. I mean, auditioning already is kind of a nerve-wracking thing. You overthink it a lot. You're not sure about how you look, how you're going to come off, if this is cringy or not, when in most situations, everything is going to be cringy in your own head. But just being able to get used to being in those type of situations really is going to be something that's important in the entire long run, because everything you're doing is going to have a level of discomfort in it. And if you can be able to keep your composure through that and then perform to the best of your ability, that also really ties into your comfortability with your partner. And that's exactly what Liam was talking about you having to be really comfortable with the person that you're with. Because when you're in some of these situations where you feel like you might be getting a little more quiet, or you feel like you might be getting a little more in your head, they're supposed to be your safe haven there, so you can look at and they can be like, hey, it's okay. We got this. You got this. And we're going to get through this. It doesn't really matter because we're here together and we have each other.
It's funny to hear you say that, because Anna Lee, when she was on, also had mentioned that she had tried out before and did not get called back until she finally kind of gave up this idea of what she thought they wanted to see and just started being a little bit more authentic, I guess, for lack of a better word. But she had also mentioned that too. So that's good advice. Thank you. How has the race changed you guys? Now that you're back, things have settled down, you got back into your sort of normal daily life. How has that race changed you?
Well, aside from the, numerous nights out of the week, waking up in puddles of sweat and the PTSD we got from the race, I think that, it's definitely changed, at least for, better for worse for our relationship, mine and Yeremi's relationship. I mean, the experiences that we were just so fortunate enough to share with each other on the race, it created such a strong foundation between the two of us that I don't think will ever be broken or ever could be broken between us. And that is something that is just absolutely invaluable to me. I mean, more than anything, I've wanted a relationship like this with my brother, and the Amazing Race was able to give that to me. And since then, Yeremi and I have gotten so much closer. We've been much more understanding of one another and each other's feelings and thoughts and comments and concerns. And we can speak to one another freely and openly. It's been such a blessing, honestly, and it's changed, our relationship for the better. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity that we had, and I'm so happy that we were able to do it together.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly right. Just from just from the beginning of this show and going through the casting process together was an incredibly difficult thing to do prior to this show, as Liam has mentioned, and as you guys will also end up seeing. Me and Liam have not had a very strong relationship for the past half a decade or so, and it has been something that we've been trying to get, but it hasn't been working. And for something like this opportunity to come along, it forced us to figure out how to communicate better. And it really opened us up to each other to make us more comfortable with each other and to really solidify that position that we, no matter what, are going to be there for each other wherever we're going to, whatever we're going to be doing. Because in the end, when you're boots on the ground and you're running through these streets and you're doing the amazing race, your link to love, to connection, to your family, to your overall sense of comfortability and sense of like not freaking out, essentially, is that other person. And there was a lot of things during this process that me and Liam had to delve into that we had not previously done before in our life, and they were extremely hard to do. Not only did we have to do them with each other, but we had to do them for other people, and that is something that we were very uncomfortable with doing for a really long time, because I think that we were just a little less emotionally, we were a little less in touch with our emotional side coming into something like this, and it really helped us to come out of that shell and really drop some barriers that we had for each other. And in the end, just like Liam said, I feel like we've never been closer in our entire lives, and the opportunity that this race provided us is something that has, in my mind, in Liam's mind as well, I think, solidified our relationship for the rest of our lives. I mean, there's nothing more valuable in my life than the relationship that I have with Liam, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. And I absolutely attribute so much of that to this process and this experience.
It's Evie. I'm glad that you guys got to know each other better. After your last episode airs, will you come back to talk more about season 35 since you couldn't give us many details?
Absolutely. I mean, I think I could speak for both of us when, I say that this has been, such a fun and, unique experience to, be on this podcast with y'all. And absolutely, we would love to spill the beans on everything that happened in the show right now. I mean, Yeremi can't keep a secret for his disabled life, I swear.
If there wasn't a fear of a lawsuit, I would let you.
Exactly. He was literally just comparing himself to Tom Holland with the whole Marvel universe. Like he can't do it. So trust me when I say this, we want to be able to spill these beans. And as soon as the final episode airs, we would love to be back and we'll talk about everything with y'all.
No, I'm right there with him too. I mean, I love what you guys are doing, and I love that you guys are putting yourselves out here to do this. You guys are actually doing the groundwork and taking actionable steps to create what you guys wanted to do, is to do this podcast. And now look at where you guys are. You guys are out here interviewing all the contestants that are about to premiere on this next show. So just the fact that you guys have the courage and the bravery and also the discipline to put forth your dreams into action is something that I truly admire. And I want to be able to help you guys in any way that I can. And I love that you guys are doing that. So I 100% want to come back, and I want to tell you guys everything about everything that happened. I want to tell you exactly how we felt, exactly what it looked like, everything in between. I 100% would love to come back and talk to you guys again.
Thank you, guys. So how can fans keep up with you now? Do you have any socials or any projects that you want people to know about?
Yeah, I mean, well, Yeremi and I are pretty active on Instagram. So, I mean, at least for me, I primarily have Instagram, which is, it's just bedtime Flacco or whatever it is. And it's my name. But that's what I primarily keep up on. I don't have enough confidence to post crazy content reels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I have Snapchat that I only primarily communicate with my friends on. But, best way to keep up with me, and I'll try and get better at posting content with my busy schedule and my shot confidence on my Instagram there. That's the best way to reach out to me.
There you go. That was a good one, Liam. No, the same for me pretty much too. I mean, the biggest platforms that I'm on are definitely Instagram, and it's literally just at Yeremi.Hykel, just my name. And I try my best to just keep up with a lot of the things that are happening in my daily life through stories and posts. But like Liam said, I'm not as active as I would like to be, but I'm working on being better at that. And I have a TikTok too, but honestly, my TikTok's not just cringy, but it also barely has anything on it, but it's there. So it's pretty much just those two, but Instagram's definitely like the heaviest hitter for me. If anybody wants to keep up with not only what we're doing in our daily lives, but as this show progresses during the premiere and the weeks that are following, most of what we're going to be posting that are surrounding it are going to come out on those platforms.
Exactly. And then whenever Yeremi and I get together, whenever we do, which we should be here soon, we'll be able to, put content together for the both of us for everybody to see so that they can kind of see what Yeremi and I's life is actually like, when we're not running around the world sweating profusely.
Literally.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time. We're actually looking really forward to seeing your guys' relationship develop and strengthen. So that's kind of cool too. It's a nice storyline to the show too. Mm-hmm. So it'll be cool.
I mean, get the tissues ready because it's gonna be a tearjerker.
Nice.
Literally, bro. I swear. I think I cry in every single episode. It's absolutely ridiculous. I need to get my emotions under control. I mean, it's crazy. But I really appreciate you guys for having us on here and for going out of y'all's way to put all this together. I mean, it's been incredible to meet you guys, and I really look forward to not just you guys watching the show and seeing how everything goes for all of us, but to also coming back and talking with you guys again.
All right.
Yes,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Yes. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And, your daughters are just absolutely the most adorable things I've ever met.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
It was a fantastic experience. And, thank you for having us. Can't wait to talk to y'all again at the end of season 35.
Great. Do you guys have a team name? Like a Team Orange, Team whatever?
We are Team Army
Jones.
Green.
Team Green.
And you can call us the Hykel Boys.
The Hykel Boys. Okay. I like it.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. Thanks for having us again, y'all.
No, thank you. We'll be in touch.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I really enjoyed meeting Liam and Yeremi. They seem like a really fun team, and they sure did laugh a lot.
They sure did. It sounds like the race really brought them a lot closer together.
Yeah, and they warned us to get our tissues out.
I'm curious to see how this all unfolds over the season.
Me too.
Thanks for listening. Bye.